Alright, so today we're going to do a tomato tart or tomato pie. And actually you can use tomatoes or any other vegetables or even potatoes that you would like to instead. But I like to use very few things for that. I use a good puff pastry. Either it could be rectangular, it could be round or square, it doesn't matter as long as you have the right dish platter to put it on. This one is rectangular, so I use a rectangular dish and one of those silicone non-stick pads. So this is for that, and we need about 4 tomatoes, nice tomatoes that we're going to slice, some goat cheese, we need some thyme. This is from my garden, but any thyme or herbs would work. We use also a little bit of honey and a little bit of mustard that we're going to mix together and put on the dough. And we use some salt and pepper, olive oil, and that's about it. So let's get started. We're going to take the puff pastry out of the bag. And we're going to put it onto our dish. And it was frozen before, but I put it in the fridge the night before, last night. So it will be kind of, you know, soft, so I can use it. This way it's very easy to put into the dish, as you see. And these do a very good job. Okay. And that's it for the dough, puff pastry dough. So then we're going to take a little bowl and we're going to mix a little bit of Dijon traditional or old-fashioned mustard, so with the grounds in them that are kind of big, a little bit of honey, the same quantity, teaspoon of each, and then we're going to mix them together. Mix. Alright. And then I'm going to use a brush, and I'm going to brush everything except maybe half an inch around, and I'm going to keep it that way, so it doesn't, it works better. So we're going to do, with a brush, we're going to coat with the mustard and honey, staying away from the edge, half an inch. That's going to give it a good taste. Well, you could skip this, but I think it's worth the extra time and effort. And then we're going to take the goat cheese and put about half of what we have there into the bottom. It's one goat cheese actually, but again you can use other type of cheese, no cheese, more cheese. It's really optional. This is good with goat cheese. It's a fresh goat cheese, so it's a little bit, you know, hard, but not, still soft actually. So you put it like this in the bottom. And then we're going to slice our tomato, kind of thin. You could also alternate with zucchinis and tomatoes, or just zucchinis. I think it would work with anything, even eggplant. Just a savory top. puff pastry is so easy. You can use it for dessert, or you can use it for savory like this. And it's fantastic, easy and good taste. So I think 4 tomatoes will be more than enough. Those are big tomatoes. So we're going to start laying them on top of the cheese and puff pastry. Try to make it fit. This is really optional as far as how many you want to put, how thick you want to put them. They will cook if you don't put too many, about the same ratio as what I'm going to tell you, which is only about 35 minutes at 365 in the oven. So actually we're going to put our oven right now at 365 and preheat it. So we're going to cut a couple more tomatoes. I think we got it. Of the tomatoes. And we also put the salt and pepper this time, but since it's only chunks, I think we can put salt and pepper after the cheese, which is good because the cheese is pretty bland and it really needs a little salt and pepper as well. So we got, try to put a little bit of cheese everywhere. You want to eat it right now. Okay. Then, I don't need this anymore. Too many tomatoes. So I said a little salt and pepper. I like to put a little sea salt, fleur de sel. Always the best salt. Okay. Then I ground a little bit of pepper on top as well. Again, this is only a matter of taste. And I like to do a little thyme from my garden. You can keep a little bit to put at the end, but I have more outside for later. So I'm going to use everything I have here. Alright, and a little bit of olive oil. It's going to be ready to put in the oven as soon as the oven reaches 365. And we're going to leave it I would say between 30 40 minutes. I would say around 40 or 35 minutes would be probably the best thing. So here you go. Getting ready to put it in the oven. Okay, ready. So we're going to put in the oven for about 35 minutes at 365. Alright, so see you after the cooking. Okay, well, we're back for our tomato pie and see how it worked out. It's been 35 minutes, 34, so we're going to check it. 35. Use some mittens and gloves. Make sure we don't burn ourselves. And yeah, it looks fine. That's perfect. Slightly brown. I don't know if you can see, but it looks good. So I'm going to take it out of the oven. And we can add a little bit of olive oil at this point, and a little bit of thyme or herbs if we didn't have enough, but there's quite a lot already, so I'm not going to bother. Voila. So it could be eaten hot like this. I have some guests coming in about 45 minutes. It will be fine too, be lukewarm. But it's also very good cold. I actually like it cold.